Hello Sagittarius, welcome to my channel. This is going to be your January 2023 reading for Sun, Moon and Rising. We will start off with a sound bowl just to cleanse the energy, tune in. And if this story does resonate with you, there will be an extended at the end of this reading. You can go to the description box below, click on the link, and I'm operating an honesty box feature, so you can click on the PayPal link beneath that one if this is for you. Okay, before we begin, we'll just cleanse the space. So if you'd like to take a nice breath in and exhale. All right, Sagittarius, let us see what January has in store for you. Going to do a very classic Celtic cross spread with the gilded deck. Okay, nice and traditional for January. And we will clarify with the mini Rider-Waite. Please be mindful that energies are non-gender specific. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. And if you do like this video, please give me a thumbs up. You're very welcome to subscribe, comment, share it. It really helps my channel. Okay, Sagittarius, January 2023. So let's see what's coming up for you. Okay, theme of the month. Knight of Wands. Your challenge. Seven of Cups. Conscious area of thought. Nine of Wands. Subconscious area of thought. King of Wands. Immediate past. King of Cups. Immediate future. Three of Pentacles. Your attitude for the month. The Sun. Very nice. Your environment and the people around you. King of Swords. Your hopes and fears. A Judgment. And the outcome for the month is the Three of Swords. Okay. So we will be clarifying, but immediately I'm getting this energy of raring to go, wanting to get cracking. Oh, High Priestess at the bottom of the deck. Very nice. Right, raring to go, wanting to get cracking, wanting to start the year, apply yourself, apply your energy, but you're kind of being stopped in your tracks a bit because there might be too many options to choose from. And the main reason about this is because you're a bit tired. The Nine of Wands in your conscious area of thoughts is talking about kind of, you feel like you're a bit at the end of your tether. It's almost like you are hitting your head against a brick wall with regards to something that's kind of work-related, project-related, but we will clarify. And like deep down in your psyche, in your kind of, you're feeling the vibration of this King of Wands energy of wanting to take the lead, start something new, become an entrepreneur, manage, become your own natural leader. So that's where you can feel, that's why you're being pushed to kind of, that's why you feel the urge to get cracking, start the new year, get your work done and start really thinking about your forward, how you want to plan out the year as it relates to work, enterprise, energy, momentum, and even money. But the Nine of Wands is what you're constantly aware of. It's like, oh my God, I can't, there's so much happening at the moment. I just feel brought down to my knees. I'm at the end of my tether. However, nines are endings in numerology. So you are at a final completion of something. So that's why you're feeling this energy of wanting to start something new, okay? But you do have also quite a few distractions at the moment with the Seven of Cups. And so you're not entirely sure where to put your energies. And I feel like the biggest reason is because you're just a bit tired. So something needs to complete, you need to rest, and then these new energies can fall into place. Your immediate future is the King of Cups. Now, for some of you, this is a person, and for others of you, this is your energy. But this, I'm feeling, the first intuitive thought I got was your energy, whereby you are in a very strong place at the moment of your emotional balance and how you handle quips, criticisms, conflicts with other people. It feels like it's been kind of water off a duck's back for you, on a sort of a very grounded level. And so that's been a very strong position to be in. But to handle that, as well as the kind of work endeavors that you've been doing, it's kind of taking its toll on you, perhaps even in a health aspect. It's like you want all the energy, but you're not quite getting it because you don't know how to, it just feels like you've been kind of stripped of all your energy at the moment, and you're raring to go, but because you have this sort of splintered energy where people are taking from this, people are taking from that side, people are taking from that side, and you want to do all of this and this and this and this, that it's kind of the focus is kind of a little bit hazy at the moment, okay? In your immediate future with that Three of Pentacles, you may have to go back on something and redo it. It's something that you've worked on, and this is why it feels so tiring. It's because you thought you were done and dusted with something, but yeah, you might have to go back on it. Now, we are in Mercury retrograde, which talks about unfinished business, having to go back on something, tweak something. It's a perfect time to experiment with new ideas too, because we're still in the retrograde. However, it is a time as well of like anything that needs closing off, now's the time to do it. It's the best time to do it. We also, being in Mercury retrograde, have these kind of blasts from the past coming on in. So you may be contacted by somebody from the past who maybe wants to work with you on something. And again, you're like, oh, I want to do it, but I still want to do this. And actually, I want to create my own thing. It's that sort of energy, okay? What I absolutely love is that your attitude is a powerhouse in January, okay? You are feeling you are fire, Sagittarius. You see the bigger picture in things. You are roaring with your sense of spirit and openness and bird's eye view on your situation on the world. This is your natural dynamic. And to have the sun in your attitude is very positive, because not only is it showing that you have a very positive outlook on things, but you are, it feels like people are feeding off you, off that energy, which can sometimes be exhausting because it can drain your energy, but it feels like you're raring to go, and you're starting to see the returns of your efforts that you've been putting in. So I just think this is your just general attitude. You're feeling very positive, so that's really nice. Your environment, you've got the King of Swords. So it could be that there's one thing in particular that is affecting you at the moment in January. And it could be some sort of legal matter. It could be some sort of bureaucracy, some sort of work situation, estate agent, that sort of energy. And it's sort of asking you to go back on something and tweak things. Make sure you look at the details of something. And I feel like that's kind of just quite annoying for you, because you want to just move forward, but you're still having to kind of deal with these niggles. And it would be very wise if you did so, because I do feel the King of Swords is actually in your favor, but it's also asking you to do a bit extra detail orientation, maybe looking up old filing systems, old paperwork. I feel like it's a bit boring for you. You don't want to do it, and that's why it's so tiresome, but I do think it'll be beneficial for you. Your hopes and fears with being the Judgment means that you're hoping for clarity of your motion forward with the Seven of Cups, where you feel a bit distracted about where to put your energy. You're so hoping that you have a very solid plan moving forward, and the fear is that you might make the wrong decision. But a Judgment is sort of like a resurrection as well. So it's like life will never be the same again. So either you're resurrecting, bringing something back into life, or you're deciding to take a whole new trajectory for this year. The outcome is a Three of Swords. It is a heavy energy. We will clarify, don't worry. but it does feel like there is, this to me feels more kind of health related than anything else. And health related meaning even like mental health and physical health, where I'm not saying there's mental health problems, but I'm saying that there could be, I think perhaps maybe you're taking on quite a lot of either responsibilities, but also intellectual responsibilities on certain things, where people perhaps are draining you and you're having to answer up to things, or you're having to kind of understand and intellectualize things. So in the way of mental health, it feels like you are just a bit bombarded by the end of January. And what that's actually asking you to do is to try find ways within yourself to bring more peace into your life, a bit more meditation, a bit more walking in nature, that sort of thing, because it does feel kind of, I'm feeling more in my head, even though they're stabbing the heart there, but I'm feeling more in my head. So as it relates to when we have those sort of mental heaviness in our head, it can have a tendency to develop into sort of more physical problems. Not problems, just things that need to be addressed. So like headaches, back pain even, because he's been brought down to his knees over there as well. So even knee troubles, that sort of energy. It just feels a bit like cutting, okay? So for example, if it's a headache, it's not going to be like a throb. It's going to be like feel like a slicing feeling. If it's knee joint issues, it's going to be like a slicing. Back could be sharp pain. It's that sort of energy. So, we will obviously clarify, but it feels like it arises out of basically a little bit of stress and a little bit of splintered energy. So really trying to find the focus this month is really important for you. Let us clarify. Okay. Let's see where this is all going for you, Sagittarius. I mean, I love your attitude this month, and I love the fact that you really are picking up on your natural energy. It's like getting back to you, because this is your energy, right? This is you standing in a very strong position in your subconscious, in your intuition. So it feels like it's coming back on in, but it doesn't feel like you have been. It doesn't feel like you have been feeling in your element, in your strength recently. But don't worry. It will be coming back in, okay? Hierophant wants to jump out, but I'm not taking jumpers. There we go. Okay. Under the Knight of Wands, we've got the Six of Swords. Nice. Under the Seven of Cups, we had the Knight of Pentacles. Under the Nine of Wands, we've got the Knight of Cups. Under the King of Wands, we've got the Seven of Wands. Under the King of Cups, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Under the Three of Pentacles, we've got the Four of Wands. That's nice. Under the Sun, we have the Nine of Wands. Right. Under the King of Swords, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Under the Judgment, we have Nine of Pentacles. There we go. And under the Three of Swords, we have 10 of Cups. Beautiful. Okay. So this energy of wanting to, like this rearing to go. You've got the enthusiasm this month, 100%, but it is wearing you a little bit thin, I have to admit, because the Nine of Swords, Nine of Wands, which has come up twice, is also under the Sun. So it feels like your positivity this month is quite, it's great, it's wonderful, but I do feel like it's like a bit of an effort sometimes, because I do feel like you are a bit drained. The focus with wanting to, the theme of the month of raring to get going with that Knight of Wands energy, having that enthusiasm, getting things done, you know, planning things forward and all that sort of stuff. That is a really nice pathway for you to move into a more kind of clearer state of mind, because then you can see movement, you can see momentum, you can see growth, okay? But the challenge is that the options that are presented to you are just taking so damn slow with that Knight of Pentacles. It's like every option that is available to you at this time is just so damn slow and requires so much of that annoying, like nitty-gritty work, methodical work, like crossing seas. You just want to get going, but you're kind of caught up in this kind of challenge of like, well, for example, when we look usually at the beginning of a year, we often tend to project certain targets or goals and certain things that we want to maybe cut out in our life, you know, and whether that carries it through to the rest of the year, who knows? But it's a good, strong way to start. But it feels to me like where if you are looking at the year ahead and you're kind of going, okay, well, I want to cut this out, and I want to introduce this, more of this, and this, and my goals are this, and this. It feels like when you look at each one of those things, it's like, I don't think I have the time, and it's going to take too long, and in order for me to go to the gym, I'm going to have to go and sign up, and I don't want to do that, and I have to move my bills around so that I can make sure I put some savings. It's that sort of energy, and that's the thing that's kind of stopping you from wearing to get, like, stopping you from in your tracks. I wouldn't say stopping you completely, but it is a challenge, okay? Now, the Nine of Wands with this Knight of Cups could be also, when I mentioned a blast in the past, it could be someone that is returning back into your life, who wants to offer reunion, offer friendship, offer companionship, offer partnership, or offer love. And it feels like you're just like, oh, good God, I can you just not this month because I'm tired, right? So it's that sort of energy as well. But at the same time, what I'm getting from this is that because it's also a natural ending. It's a Nine of Wands, meaning that it's you're close to the finish line. So sometimes, again, in Mercury retrograde, we get these with unfinished business. We get these little tests. Any sort of healing work that we do as well. We may do some deep sort of shadow work and kind of heal things deep within. And we think we've done it, we're done and dusted, and we're good, now we're good to carry on. And then a few months later, you get that like final test from the universe. Are you sure you learned it? Are you sure you healed from it? Let me give you a little test. Okay, feels like that. So this could be also in relation to a project that you're doing. It's like just when you feel like you're at the end of a particular project, work related, then someone comes and says, oh, but why don't we do it this way? Why don't we add this to it? And you're like, no, I'm tired. This is done. This is a natural ending. Let's leave it be. Okay. So I would say I quite like the energy of the Knight of Cups in this area over here, because it does feel to me that it does lighten the load, meaning that if you are feeling a bit tired, a bit exhausted, a bit just wanting to finish something off, remember that it is Mercury retrograde. Remember that there may be certain unfinished business to attend to. And I do feel that it's a welcomed experience. So I do think it's going to lift you ever so slightly. Doesn't mean you have to go back to somebody that you already cut out of your life, and it doesn't mean you have to do another version of the project, but obviously that choice is yours. But it does feel nice. It lifts you up a bit, so that's nice. In your immediate past with the King of Cups, it's something that you've been working really, really hard on. So it's always a situation when you get to any experience in our life, be it a relationship, be it a work endeavor, a mastery of sorts, whatever it is, the kind of formula goes that you put a lot of effort in, and then you have, like, if you look at the cycle between 1 and 10, okay, you have your beginning, you have your duality, you have your catalyst with the number 3, we've got the 4, set in stone, 5 is a challenge, the 6 is harmony and equal give and take, 7 is like spiritual understanding, 8 is manifestation, 9s are endings, 10s are endings and beginnings, right? Sorry, I'm speaking really fast. Any experience in our life that we have tend to go through that, you know, those sorts of formulas, right? It's always when you feel, when you've gone through the bulk of it, that you arrive at that place of, I get it at a much deeper level. Now, this could be a person in your life. If the King of Cups represent someone close to you, be it male or female, someone who's really kind of emotionally intelligent, let's just put it that way. It's time where it's arrived at a good space now, but more so I'm feeling it's your energy that you've been embracing recently, and you've worked hard at it, and you've mastered so much, and it's just been like plugging away at those areas in your life that you want to kind of shift and dispel and be done with, and you're starting to see the efforts of your hard work. But it's taken quite a toll, which is why January you're feeling a bit like you want to get going, but oh God, you know, something keeps coming back in. Maybe because it's the 8, and 8's on manifestation, but you've still got maybe another trial to go, all right? However that resonates with you. Now in your radar, you're sort of picking up this energy of returning back to your normal state, returning back to your power with the King of Wands. And it has this 7 of Wands energy over here, where he is standing in his power. He's standing up for what he believes in. He protects himself and he protects the people he loves, okay? I'm really getting, this is strange. I'm really getting this kind of standing up for other people as well. So right now, this present moment in time, in January, initially, you may not have the energy to be carrying the load for other people. You just need to finish some personal things up before you can step into that energy. But bear in mind that energy is coming on in. So you need to close up all these little things, make space, make room in your life, allow yourself some peace of mind and a sigh of relief, right? Before you can start carrying the load for other people. I do feel like there's a strong determination to stand up for people. Of course, you have to do it for yourself first before you do it for others, but it's weird. I've never had a message like that before. So it's jumping up pretty strong. You feel the surge within you, and I feel like you're going to do it, but the time it's not quite yet. It's just preparing you for it. Now, in your immediate future, the 3 of Pentacles or the 4 of Wands, 100% you need to finish something off. You need to finish some sort of work off, okay? And maybe it's also to do with kind of like, for example, I could say work. It could literally be the case of maybe you're trying to sell your house or sell something, but you have to, you may have to do a bit of repair work and put some money back into it. Do some repair work so you get a better return, okay? What I do see is if you do this, if you go back on something and just close something off, you've got the 4 of Wands, okay? It will pay off. It will make you feel a lot more secure, a lot more stable. For some of you, it may enable you to pay for that holiday, pay for that wedding, pay for like a travel situation somewhere, but it's going to enhance your foundation, okay, your lifestyle foundation. So even if it's a bit annoying, it's really a good idea if you do it. So really, January so far is looking to me like just closing things off, and it's a bit wearing, right? But you've got a lot of momentum coming on behind you, which is going to catapult and have the momentum moving forward towards your future, the year, all of that, okay? As I said before, the Sun with the 9 of Wands, you have a very positive disposition over January, but it's a little bit wearing. It's like, oh my God, I want to see the results of my efforts in my reality, but you're still like at the final residue before it's sort of, there's always a delay in manifestation before whatever you feel within comes out. But the fact that you're in that space now is very promising for the future. King of Swords with that 7 of Pentacles is basically very close to reaping the rewards, very close to bringing home the harvest. But again, as I said before, there's something that you're needing to do. People, it could be more than one person, but I'm just using one person as an example. Someone requires a bit more intricate detail from you, a bit more paperwork, a bit more communication, which may be tricky in Mercury retrograde because sometimes things get lost in communication or translation. Technology can, mess up a little bit. But you're really needing to look at something that you've worked on, because he is assessing his harvest. He's kind of going, right, if I look back on what I've done, I prepared the soil then in April, and then I planted them in May, and then I watered them all through summer. I protected them over the winter. Now they are coming home. They're getting ready to be harvested. And as I look at that whole season, all the money, effort, energy, preparation I did, it doesn't validate what I'm receiving. Okay, so it's that sort of energy with the King of Swords. You're looking at the fine details of everything that you put into something, but also I do feel that someone else is requesting information from you, evidence from you, background details, small print detail, legal aspects. They're requesting it from you so that you will get a better return for your efforts. That's the best way I can describe it. Judgment with the Nine of Pentacles, lovely energy. Okay, so your hopes and fears is to be in this King of Wands energy, being the leader, taking the bull by the horns and just going for something. All right, and what you are hoping for is your independence, self-sufficiency, enough foresight and vision for the future. So again, it's drawing me back to the Seven of Cups here, of where there may be lots of different ideas, but your energy is splintered in January, because you've got to close up some old stuff. The desire here is to have that foresight moving forward, make that decision, make that choice, because she carries, I don't know if you can see clearly, but she's got a falcon on her hand there. And the falcon is masked, meaning that there is vision there, and it's her vision. And so it doesn't matter which way you end up flying, you'll reach the vision. Okay, it's like that blind Lady Justice as well. There is the desire to know exactly what course of action to take, but there's also the fear that it won't be self-sufficient. So they're very positive cards. So for them to even show up in this position sways it more to the hope rather than the fear. But I would say, whatever choices that you're needing to make in January, it feels to me like the best option would be more towards a self-sufficiency route, more being your own boss route, because those energies are coming up. They're serving you very well this time. So if a decision needs to be made, if you're stuck on a decision, try to see what is going to be more self-sufficient and give you more freedom and independence, because I think that's going to serve you quite well. Now with that Three of Swords and Ten of Cups, I mean, not bad. So whereby there may have been a little bit of health problems or issues, ailments, let's put it ailments, it's a very light word. It's not such a heavy energy, but I'm feeling like, number one, there could be kind of what was that? It was it could be kind of like, sharp pains and stuff, and it could also, it might not just be you being impacted, it could be someone, a member of the family as well, impacting on it. But what I do feel is that it is short-lived, because you've got that Ten of Pentacles. I keep saying the wrong cards here. Ten of Pentacles. This is a Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is fortune after difficulty. This is what that card means. Yes, it means happy ever after, happiness, fulfillment, home life, emotionally balanced, secure. You've done the King of Cups hard work. You've done that work already. And this is the lag that takes that good old 30 to 31 days for you to start to see it and feel emotionally fulfilled. But it feels like that Three of Swords is just the final cut, meaning it's almost like slicing away at things that are causing you pain in the mental body, right? And cutting that out of your life. So sometimes we hold on to angst. I mean, we feel things emotionally and then it kind of moves up the body into the head space, yes, before for us to process, evaluate it before we can kind of consciously let go of it. It does feel like anything that's causing kind of like sharp pains, there is reason behind it. Sharp pains would be, maybe a thought. Now, obviously, I'm not a medical practitioner and stuff like that, so, you use your fair judgment. But what I'm picking up on is sharp pains, either in the head, in the knees, or in the back. That is basically the residue of a thought that you've been suffering with, a logical thing that you've been suffering with. And I do feel like you're at the precipice of basically cutting it out of your life. Because if you think of sharp pain, it's a cutting sensation. So in a way, your body is actually communicating with you and telling you, cut that out. That is, yeah, cut it out. Cut it out. It's not serving you. Okay. When we have the 10 of Cups, it says fortune after difficulty. So if you are able to cut it out, you are going to be feeling a renewed sense of energy. And so it really feels like January for you is a month of, and I know it sounds boring, but it's a month of kind of prepping the soil for the new season. You're not quite there yet. You're still having to kind of clean up the mess from the last, any unfinished business basically. So you may feel tired. You may get those sharp pains. But see them as growing pains. You're growing out of them. And you are preparing yourself for this King of Wands energy, this fiery disposition, where you are going to actually make really positive impacts and influences on groups of people, communities, or individuals, but standing up for them in some capacity. So, really interesting, Sagittarius. Quite an interesting month. I will do an oracle card just to close off this reading before we move on to the extended. So, what does Sagittarius need to know for their highest good, please? For January 2023. Star Mother. Yeah. How can you mother yourself? Okay. So this spirit is really picking up on this heaviness that you've been feeling, this tiredness that you've been feeling. So when we talk about the Star Mother, it's about embracing the divine feminine. And when we embrace the divine feminine, we are in receiving mode because that's the yin. Yang is outwards, doing stuff, but you've been doing so much. So now it's time to receive, okay? Now it's time to be okay with receiving too. So if you do get nice messages coming in, people offering you help and things like that, take it. Be in receptive mode, be in receiving mode. And in so doing, you can start to look at yourself as, we all have an inner child within us, and you can start to look at yourself in the sense of, how can I look after myself first? How can I be a bit nurturing, a bit kinder to myself? Because I feel like you want to just get going, but sometimes use this Mercury retrograde just to breathe, close things off. You're not running out of time. It's fine. Everything will be happening in perfect timing for you. Use this time wisely. And as you do so, if you're feeling any sharp pains and stuff, treat it as if you would treat a child. Okay? So that's all I have for you. I hope it resonated. If it did, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Before I go, I'm going to move on to the extended reading now, and I am going to look a little bit closely at this judgment card here, this decision that you need to make. I'm going to explore that further, and I'm also going to explore this Three of Swords, that outcome. I'm going to explore it beyond like the sharp pains thing. I'm going to delve a little bit deeper to try and get a bit of clarity of those belief systems, those thoughts, or the issues you had with the communication that led to that. So hopefully we can get some illumination to help you cut it out. So it'll be Judgment and the Three of Swords that I'll be looking into. So for those of you, you can go to the description box below, click on the extended link, and for the honesty box feature, the PayPal link is just below that with a suggestion. So I'll see you there. Otherwise, have a wonderful month and enjoy your week as well. Take care. Bye.